right. Everyone stop. We're making camp.
Why did we stop?
Because there's danger up ahead. Do you recognize this area?
Should I?
Count Alistair Vastol's former territory. A lifelong Iskander loyalist who fell victim to the Red Fever 80 years ago. This is where the Mage Wars began.
Tiara's breath. Of course. This is where Sentenza saved me from my father.
Is it? Wow, I didn't know that. What it also is a battlefield. It's the main reason I was so hesitant to make the journey at first. Briefly put, this is where the remaining Iskander loyalists are making their last stand. As you probably know, House Iskander was allied to your father during the Mage Wars. The Royal Army has been trying to finish them off since the end of the war now, but they know how to use these lands to their advantage. And as if that weren't enough, there's a lot of refugees trying to get into the Utran lands, and the purity of light.
Where do these refugees come from?
Dear, I wouldn't know. From everywhere, I suppose. Just ask them yourself.
So these loyalists are still fighting for my father?
For House Iskander, but yes. It's foolish, and they know they can't win, but at the same time, they know that the Lord Marshal won't show mercy if they surrender.
How will they react to us?
That's the big question.
How strong is Nortander in this area? And where is their camp?
As far as I know, it's just a small division. And my scout told me they've made camp in an abandoned ruin west of here.
How much farther is it to Everlight from here?
That's the good news. A day's journey, at most. If we make it through here, the rest will be a piece of cake.
So, what do you need me to do?
2 things. First of all, we need some medicine. One of the men, Ralph, has been having terrible stomach cramps lately, and he can't keep going like that. A sheaf of fire nettle should do the trick. Secondly, you need to secure a path.
Secure a path? You want us to take on the Nortander soldiers here?
Not necessarily. Those Nortander soldiers have done little else than fight the Loyalists for the past months, maybe years, so chances are good that they don't know General Noria is looking for us yet. The same goes for the Iskander. They have no reason to fight us, but in times of war, you never know. It's your job to find out, to make sure we can cross these lands without harm.
That sick man, the one with the stomach cramps, can't we use magic to cure him?
If push comes to shove, yes, but I'd rather not. You know how the common folk thinks about magic these days. They're scared enough as it is.
Who would have guessed?
What does this fire nettle look like? Where does it grow?
If there's any of it growing in these parts, it'll be hard to miss. I'll keep an eye open.
Got it. Fair enough. I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate it. Best you start by scouting the area. I'll have a chat with my people in the meantime. They're still on edge.
Didn't think I'd ever see those ruins again.
Clara mentioned something about this. What did she mean?
My father had made camp here before the real rebellion began. That was when I defied him. He killed 2 of my friends, Zane and Helena. And he almost killed me. If it hadn't been for Sentenza...
And now it's Sentenza who's hunting you. It has a certain irony. Are you sure they won't recognize us?
I doubt it. I know Sentenza, and a public witch hunt just doesn't fit his handwriting.
How often do you people need to hear it? No refugees inside the camp. Wait. You're not a refugee, are you?
We aren't. We're just travelers.
Huh. Well, still. No entry. This is an outpost for the Royal Army.
All right. Tiara, light your path, soldier.
I doubt she will, but thanks.
Are you one of the priests?
Wait, Tahar?
Bertrand?
Blazes, it's you! But how is this possible? They told me they put you on a pike.
They didn't. We escaped.
I can see that. Oh, Blazes, Tahar, this is insane. I'd heard there had been some ruckus in the keep, but they wouldn't tell us what happened.
What about you, though? How come you're with the Purity? I thought...
That Nortander killed me? Yes, they were going to, but then the Purity offered me a chance, and I took it. I accepted my sin, I repented, and I was born again.
What sins? Trying to save those Leonon villagers from slaughter?
It's not about that.
What is it about, then? You're a good man, Bertrand.
No, Tahar. I wasn't. Look, throughout my life, I had always felt as if something was missing. As if deep down inside, There was this dark black hole in my soul. No matter what I tried, I couldn't fill it. Sounds dramatic, I know, but it's the truth. Don't you know that feeling, Tahar? That no matter what you do, you're lost, alone?
I do.
Of course you do. That's why we get along so well. I've never told you about that, but at one point after the war, after all this shit they made us do, I thought about quitting. More than once. But for some reason, I couldn't. Maybe it was fear, yes. Maybe it was that I still hadn't given up hope yet. That there is an answer after all, and that I'd find it if I only kept looking. Well, I did. I found it.
Aenir.
Yes, the purity. They showed me. I don't know how else to say it, but I've never been happier. And once Aenir returns, once all the unbelievers finally see the light too, he will turn this broken world into a better one.
I don't know what to say. I'm happy for you, I guess.
Thank you, Tahar. That means a lot.
So you're a priest now?
A servant of the light, yes. But either way, I doubt you're here to hear my sermons, are you? What brings you here?
It's a long story. I'm helping some villagers make their way to Everlight, and I need medicine from one of them. Fire nettle.
Fire nettle? Well, you're in luck. I even have some with me. I'm guessing that man has stomach cramps, doesn't he? The scourge of the traveler. Here. There's even some other herbs in that package you might find useful. Best you take a good look at it yourself.
What, you don't want anything in return?
No. The Purity has sworn to help the people of Io. And this is what I am doing. Is there anything else you need right now? I have wounded to tend to.
One more question. Why is the Purity here?
I told you already, to help the people of Nortander.
I guess that doesn't include mages? Defilers?
That's complicated.
Of course it is.
Do you think these refugees are safe here? With the Loyalists and Nortander fighting each other?
Safe is a big word, but neither the Iskander nor the Nortander soldiers have a quarrel with them. Right now, the biggest problem is that neither Everlight nor the Utran allow any of them to cross their borders. I can only pray to Aenir that they'll eventually see reason.
You do realize that I'm a renegade mage now, don't you?
That's true, but you're different. And I believe the Harbinger knows that too.
What's that supposed to mean?
You'll find out soon enough.
I'll be off.
Aenir's light, Tahar.
Who are you?
A traveler. What are you working on there?
This? Oh, just... I don't know. Something to keep my mind off our situation, I guess.
I guess you're talking about the Utran guards not letting you cross the border?
You guessed right.
Why aren't they letting anyone through?
Oh, they are. Just not the women and the old. Whoever is strong enough to join their army may pass. The rest... well, look around.
But that's gruesome. Why are they doing this?
What do you think? Because they don't want us in their precious cities out in the streets begging for food. And you know, I can't really blame them. If I were in their shoes, I'd probably feel the same.
Where are you from, and why did you flee?
Oakvale. Sounds fancy, I know, but it was just a small village east from here. I moved there from the Windwall Mountains. As for your second question, can't you guess? It was burnt to the ground. But I don't really want to talk about it.
And I take it you were a carpenter?
Carpenter? Yes, you could call me that, aye. Though most people called me an architect. And actually, I still am. I just don't have any house building to do anymore.
I could use an architect.
You? This is a joke, right?
No, it's a bit complicated, but I've set up camp in an old, well, city. We might need someone with your expertise.
Well, of course. And just give me some food and a roof over my head, I'll do what you want. For the time being, that is. Sorry, this really isn't a joke, is it?
No, just let me get something settled first. I'll come back here once I'm ready to take you with me.
Fine. Yes, of course, I'll be waiting here. Thank you. What is your name, actually?
I'll tell you later.
Blazes. This is ridiculous. You're telling us we've come all the way for nothing?
I'm telling you that your son can enter if he enlists with the military, and that you have to wait.
Wait. Yes, right. Wait until that sodding Bloodburn, the rebels, or the Queen lovers have wiped our camp out.
Next in line, please.
Scum! That's what you are!
Next in line. Hold it right there. No one is crossing this border without a written order. That is, unless you want to sign up for the Utran military.
Why have you closed the border? These people need shelter.
And I need you people to stop telling me what an evil person I am. I'm following orders just as any soldier would. If you have a problem with Ultran law, then best talk to the lady of the house herself.
Well, in that case, I'll be off.
What's your business? You don't look like refugees to me.
We're travelers. Are you...
The glorious Iskander loyalist or the rebel scum? Depending on who you ask, yes. I take it you're not with the Royal Army. Stupid question, isn't it? If you were, you sure as heck wouldn't tell me.
We're not your enemy. May we enter your camp? We're looking for help.
Well, fair enough. Go on in. Though I'll doubt you'll find any help here. We have enough troubles on our own. Also, don't do anything stupid. If I see you do as much as put your hand on that sword hilt of yours, we'll make short work of you.
Understood.
Whatever it is, the answer is no.
You don't even know who...
I don't, and I don't intend to. If I started acquainting myself and helping every damn refugee in these parts, I'd be busy for the next century.
I'm a traveler, not a refugee. And I just have some questions.
Then make it quick.
This may sound a little odd, but why are you still fighting? House Iskander has fallen. The Mage War is over.
The Mage War may be, yes. But this is still Iskander land. I grew up here, and so did my father, my grandfather, and hundreds of generations before that. There is no way we'll let this queen-loving scum take our homeland from us.
And what do you intend to do when your provisions run out? You know you can't win this, don't you?
We will see about that.
We've run out of food on the road. Is there anything you could sell?
No, there isn't.
Good news. I have the medicine and some other herbs.
You do? Show me. Mint. Sheercap. Grunt root. Impressive. Whoever gave you this must have felt quite generous.
It was an old friend.
Really? Well, you seem to be having friends everywhere. You know, I knew someone very similar to you once. No matter where he went, he always ended up in the eye of the storm.
When was that?
Long time ago. Back when I still believed in the crown and all this talk of fighting for the greater good. But I don't want to bore you with my stories. Let me get these nettles prepared. Ralph has been... Wait. What's that?
What?
There's a piece of paper in here. Parchment. Wait, let me see. Say, is Bertrand by any chance the name of your old friend?
Yes.
Seems that he wants to see you to discuss something important. Alone. That's interesting.
What do you suggest we do?
Go there.
Are you sure?
Yes. My gut tells me this might be the Harbinger's doing. And he is who you're working for after all, isn't he?
He is.
Good. Then we have nothing to fear and a lot to gain. We can use all the support we can get. You should go at once.
Tar, finally. Listen, you have to leave as soon as possible. I'm here because the Harbinger sent me to assist you, and he overheard a conversation between Angar and General Noria.
Lacane sent you? Why didn't you tell me?
Because he doesn't want anyone to know, even his own priests. And he didn't tell me it was you. Blazes, if I would have known.
Why should I leave? You're not making any sense, Bertrand.
Because this was a trap. Sentenza, he knows you and these villagers are on your way to Everlight, and this is where he plans his ambush. Please, you...
Look at that. I suspected Lacane was working hand in glove with you, but Angar wouldn't believe me.
Hey, and here's light.
In the name of Queen Aelith, you are hereby arrested for escaping judgment and betrayal of the crown. And you, Carpal, will come with us. Lacane might get himself out of this, but you won't.
But shut up.
What if we refuse?
Then I'll first kill you, and then your beloved Iskander villagers. Believe me, if it weren't for the Lord Marshal, we wouldn't be having this conversation to begin with. Move.
those people back in Leonon. Would you have really done it? Kill them?
I did what was necessary.
So you still think the Bloodburn is just a plague? Tiara's breath. How can you be so blind? Look, I am working for Lacane, and we're looking for a cure. If you just...
Tahar, don't.
It's him! For Iskander!
Defend the prisoners! Cover our flanks! Blazes! Retreat!
Blazes, he got away.
Thank you for saving us.
You? This was about the general, for heck's sake. But no, that piece of shit just fled like a fucking coward. Look, no offense, but we've been waiting for a chance like this for months. And now this bastard is gone. Probably preparing a retaliatory strike. If you are so adamant on expressing your gratitude, talk to Commander Theon. And ask him if he has any use for you in the battle. Because there will be one. You can trust me on that.
I see. So what by Tiara just happened?
The Loyalists. They must have noticed Noria's troops and prepared an ambush.
An ambush on an ambush. That was unexpected.
But what now? If Sentenza manages to reach the Nortanda camp at the fortress and assumes command...
We're screwed.
Then you should do as the Loyalists said and speak to their commander as soon as possible. They're the only ones who can protect you and your caravan now.
Do you really think he would attack the caravan? Kill these villagers?
He's done it before, hasn't he?
What about you? Do you think he'll come after you too?
He wouldn't dare. The Harbinger is a powerful man, and slaughtering his priest is something that even Noria couldn't get away with. So no, I don't think he will.
All right. So what's the plan?
Let me go back to the Loyalists first. Their commander knows me. You should tend these wounds of yours and then come after me.
Fair enough. Be careful, Bertrand.
And you. Oh, there you are. Commander, these are the ones I've been telling you about.
You? Interesting. Glad you're on our side. Any enemy of General Noria is a friend of mine. Tell me, why you? What did you do to make General Noria come all the way from Greykeep just to set you a trap?
I'm a former corporal and disobeyed his command.
Is that so? I see. Well, our esteemed Purity friend here already told us that Noria has probably assumed command of the old fortress, which means this is our chance to end it, once and for all.
Does that mean you will help us out?
Yes, if you help us. Karpal already told me about your situation. The caravan, the villagers from Farlon, the route to Everlight. And he also told me you were a corporal once, a very capable one. So here's my offer. You know General Noria better than any of us do. So I want you to help me put together a strategy. This chance is all we're getting, and only one mistake could mean death for all of us. In return, I'll order my men to protect your caravan while they cross over to the Everlight border and ensure them safe passage. There'll be no ambushes, no looting from our men.
Sounds fair. Who will notify the caravan?
I'll send a scout at once. They'll be ready to move out.
I'll try to get as many refugees as possible into safety in the meantime. Even if Sentenza doesn't target them directly, they could accidentally end up in the line of fire.
Got it.
Aenir's blessing.
Men, you've heard it. Get to work.
We got them! Now, where is Sentenza?
Not here. He must have escaped.
Then we need to go after him.
How? We have no idea where he went, and the caravan still needs us.
Blazes. All right. Next time. Clara, good news. We were able to take out the entire fortress.
What? That's incredible. What about the Blood Wolf? Did you get him too?
Not this time. But the route is safe now. That's what matters. You can move.
Good. Good. All right then. Everyone, we're moving. As we've discussed, do not stray from the caravan. Watch each other's backs. Yes! Yes! We've done it! Dear, I don't know how to thank you. Without you, we never would have made this.
Just stay safe. Will I meet you in Everlight? I still need those allies you promised me.
Yes, and you'll get them. Just meet me in the Tiara's Grace District once you get there and we'll talk. Keep moving, everyone! We're crossing the border!
Well, I have to say this was nothing short of incredible. Are you sure you don't want to stay and fight with us? For now, those queen lovers might be gone, but they'll be back.
I'm afraid I can't.
Well, I could have guessed. Anyway, I need to get back to my men. Farewell, stranger. You just made Iskander a little brighter.
Of the few refugees who make it to Everlight, many are shocked to find that their troubles do not end there. Though its neutrality as a city-state left it largely unscathed during the Mage Wars, the city has its own mountain of problems to struggle with. The biggest ones being the ever-growing gap between the rich and the poor, an uncontrollable rise in crime, and the Purity of Light's aggressive crusade for new followers.
All right. Everlight is just a few minutes up ahead. Let's go look for Clara first. She said she'd meet us in Tiara's Grace.
Wait, you there. Yes, you. Could you spare a moment?
Me?
Yes. You're military, aren't you? You must be. I can tell by the way you're walking.
Former military, yeah. Why do you ask?
Well, I don't know how to say this, but I could really use your help. My daughter, Rosa, she didn't come back from the river last noon. Now, she was always a stubborn child, but it's been over a day now, and that doesn't seem like her at all. I'd go look for myself, but as you can see, my legs don't work like they should anymore.
What happened to your legs?
I'd prefer not to talk about it. It's a painful memory, as you can imagine.
What are you people doing out here anyway?
Isn't it obvious? Waiting for admission.
So you were refugees?
Yes. Howard folk, to be precise. We made it all the way here just to be told that the city's full. But then again, I get why they're doing this. I really do. Everlight has only so much bread and shelter to spare for strangers with no more belongings. But Rosa gone. That's an entirely different story.
What about the Everlight Guard? Did you talk to them yet?
The Guard? They barely have time to keep the city's streets safe. They aren't going to waste any on a refugee.
You're well articulated. May I ask what you did before?
Before that bloody war tore everything to pieces, I was a herbalist. But all that, my store, our house, it got burnt to the ground by the rebels. It's strange. My life back then, it doesn't even feel real anymore. You know, we have all these things that we think define us, that we think have substance, but they don't. One day you wake up and they're gone. But I'm sorry. I digress.
All right, I'll go see if I can find your daughter. You said she went to the river?
Yes, to clean out my wrappings. She's around 5 feet tall, has blonde, long hair, and a birthmark on her right cheek. Thank you, sir. You have no idea how much that means to me. Just find her, please.
I didn't think I'd set foot in here again so soon.
Have you been here before?
A long time ago, yes. That was still during the wars. It looked quite different at that time.
I can imagine. It's certainly massive. Not even Finn and Mir comes close to that. Tahar? This dream you've told me about on our way to Farland's Hope, the one you've been having since your childhood? I've been thinking about it.
Have you?
Yes. These strange, human-like puppets you see in it. They might be a way of your mind telling you that there's an aspect about your flesh, your body, which you haven't come to understand yet.
Where did you get that?
Well, becoming a light mage involves a lot of introspection and journeying into one's mind. But then again, dreams are enigmatic. I might be wrong.
Hold it right there. What's your business in this city? You one of the refugees? There's been an awful lot lately.
Has there?
Hey, just last night a whole carriage of them arrived here.
And you let them in?
Those I did, yep. But that's because that woman leading him claimed to know Farland, the mayor. Didn't believe her at first, but she wouldn't let it go and asked us to send word to him. Well, so that we did. Turned out she was right. The mayor asked to let him in at once and gave him a roof to sleep under. Mysterious world, isn't it?
Well, I'm not a refugee.
You know what? I even believe you. Then what's your business?
I'm an adventurer.
Really? You got that look about you. Funny, before I signed up with the Guard, I used to be an adventurer too. But then I took... never mind. You're not here to hear an old guard rambling on about better days. Go on inside. Just behave yourself and you'll be fine.
Yes. What is it?
I need your help.
What happened? Who are you?
Rohija Tanner. I have a small farm just behind the city walls, which I run with my husband. Thing is, he's sick. Stomach cramps and fever, ever since he went to that bloody village. Anyhow, harvest is coming up soon, and I can't have my Georgie lying in bed all day.
What village?
Some muck heap in the middle of Leonider. Lianin, something like that.
I'm not sure I'm the one you should talk to. There must be a doctor in town.
Oh, come on, do you really trust these quacks? A friend of mine once went to one of them with a gash on her leg and came back with the leg missing. Can you believe that? Just cutting off people's limbs right and left like that? I'm not going to let them hurt my Georgie like that.
Well, then, just wait it out. I don't see what else you could do.
Well, that's where you come in. Holy Frank, the world-renowned traveling healer, was in town a week back. He gave me a secret recipe that works on all stomach ailments, and I'm the first person in the kingdom to be allowed to replicate this holy concoction. Ugh, of course, these so-called doctors have nothing comparable in their satchels. Now the problem is, I have my hands full with running the farm now that Georgie's ill, and I just don't have the time to look for the potion's ingredients myself.
And you want us to find them for you, right?
That's it. We'll make it worth your while. We have a lot of surplus vegetables and grains we'd be happy to share with you for your help.
I'm not sure how much use we have for surplus vegetables.
Well, I'm not swimming in riches these days, so I'm afraid I can't offer you anything else. I must say, I'm a bit disappointed in you. You look like an honest soldier, not like the kind of person who'd take advantage of a grieving wife.
All right, I'll see what I can do. Could you give me a list of these ingredients you need?
Oh yes, of course. I've already put one together. Thank you, friend. I'm sure Tiara will reward you for your kindness. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to the farm. Georgie needs his cold wraps changed.
All right. Where is your farm so I can find you when I've got the stuff?
Just under the south wall. You can't miss it. Tiara's blessing, soldier. You're doing the right thing.
Quite the character.
A good deed a day keeps the dark ones away. Can't hurt to help someone every once in a while.
No, Penelope. You cannot do this to me, he loudly screamed, full of pain and anguish. Penelope softly cast him a mournful glance. Her eyes dreamily drifted off towards the merciless and cold winter sky. But I have to, she silently whispered, full of remorse. Her tender breath tenderly caressed his haggard cheekbones, mockingly. My heart beats with yearning when I see her sweet and lovely face. For you, oh my former beloved, my feelings resemble the deepest depths of the deep sea of dreams, but alas, I am still young. I want my heart aflame, burning brightly like the fires of Zarak. She, oh my former beloved, is the spark that shall kindle my desires. A bitter tear bitterly flowed down Bartekius's face. As if slyly commenting on his endless, horrible suffering, the wind howled mourningly in the distance. A storm would come. If that is your wish, oh beloved, Bartekius vigorously ejaculated, full of loving acceptance. Then I shall accept it. For I know that true love knows no malice, no jealousy. True love knows love, and love only. Ceremonially, he boldly knelt down in front of her and took her soft and tender hand into his equally soft and tender hands. Zestfully he said, I shall wait for you. I shall wait for you. Go, O lovely Penelope, go and give this sweet woman you desire all the love you can muster. Make her heart rejoice in fierce passion, like a sun-kissed red cherry. I shall wait. And when the sun stops shining, and the stars long have died, I shall still do so. For now, you too, O sweet Penelope, are my former beloved. Goodbye. What is it?
What was that? What did you just read?
That was an excerpt from my novel, The Shackles of Desire. Do you like it?
You should cut back on the adverbs a little.
What? No. I need to communicate what my characters are feeling. What do you think the readers are? Telepaths? In a book, there's only the writing that can carry information, unlike in the plays. But who am I even talking to? It's obvious you're a simpleton. Just move along, will you? I have hearts to kindle.
He rattled the dwarf full of gold, saved by the crowd, who was told not to trust dwarves, and behold, shady pirates boarding for some sunken mold.
This blasted elf, he just won't shut his trap.
What's wrong?
He's been citing poems for days. They don't make sense and they are horrendous. Someone should either pay him to leave or show him we don't want him here.
That wasn't a particularly good poem.
Rats with their hairy, ugly butts. They gnawed on our nuts, dangling dead between our legs. But maybe we fend them off next.
There you are. I was wondering when you'd show up.
I came as fast as I could. Where are the villagers?
In a safe place. Not the most beautiful part of this city, but it'll do, for now. Ah, and I sent Ralph to an apothecary. Despite the fire nettle, his cramps have gotten worse.
I see. How was the rest of the journey?
Well, since you made short work of the General's army, it was almost relaxing. Thanks again. I'm not the most pious of persons, but that the Harbinger sent you, of all people, was a true blessing. I only wish we hadn't lost so many people. I know you did your best, but there's gonna be a lot of grieving in the next moons. Damn that crazy general. What did we do to him? Nothing. Either way, that's not why you're here, right? You kept your promise, and I'll keep mine.
Allies? Does that mean you'll introduce me to those friends of yours?
Yes. In fact, I've already told him about you. His name is Phelan Argyle, the mayor of this city.
You're friends with Everlight's mayor?
Well, friends is a big word. Let's just say that he still owed me a favor.
Will he meet with me?
Yes, just go to his house and tell the guard that you're sent by Clara Farland. She'll let you in. So, I guess this is where we part ways, isn't it? It was a pleasure, Tahar. Thank you for everything.
Likewise. What will you and your people do now?
Play it by ear, I suppose. That's what I've always been good at.
Blazes. Blonde hair. Birthmark on the cheek. That's the old man's daughter.
Damn it! The bandits must have kidnapped her.
And not just that. Let's go back to the old man. He'll want to know.
Tahar, we shouldn't tell the old man what they did to her.
Why?
It'll only make it worse for him. Tell him she fell and broke her neck. That way he won't have to spend the rest of his life picturing her final moments.
Yes? Did you find her?
Well, there's no good way to say it. Rosa is dead. She slipped while getting water and broke her neck.
She... what? What do you mean?
What I just said. We found her body near the river. I'm sorry for your loss.
But... no. No, that's not possible. She was always graceful, dexterous. She wouldn't have fallen. You must have found someone else. I will go look for her myself once the legs have recovered. She's still out there. I can feel it.
Look, sir, she had the birthmark. It was your daughter.
It wasn't. Now, please go. I need to rest. And then I need to prepare. Yes, I have to.
What a goddamn mess. Such a young girl, abused and murdered. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with this world.
State your business.
Clara Farland sent me.
Huh. The description fits. Fine, go on in. Argyle is waiting for you.
As a free city, Everlight's leadership is not chosen by the right of blood, but elected by the town's nobility. The most recent mayor, Fulan Argal, has been in power for over 7 years now, and is known for his endeavors to drastically reduce crime.
Well, well, if it isn't the notorious betrayer's child. I always wondered what you looked like. I had something different in mind. I'm Fulan Argal, mayor of Everlight. Pleased to make your acquaintance. But let us cut to the chase, shall we? Clara has told me you're looking for an ally. One that can help you put an end to the Bloodburn.
What else did she tell you?
Not much I didn't already know. Who you are, and your involvement in the Mage Wars. And before you say any more, I don't want to know.
You don't?
No. The less I know, the less dangerous our cooperation is for me. Also, I fully trust Clara's judgment. If she thinks you're worthy of our support, then so do I.
For a simple village mayor, Clara has a lot of friends in high places.
Simple village mayor. Is that who she is now? Amusing.
Well, who is she?
Someone who was once very powerful but decided to quit. That's all I can tell you without her consent.
So, can you help us?
I believe I can. Let me introduce you to the Wayfarers. Come on in. Tahar, this is Rowan, leader of the Wayfarers, one of the most able mercenary groups on EO.
Rohan?
Tahar. Tiara's breath.
I take it you were acquainted already?
This man used to be my father's right hand during the Mage Wars. He was the one who told him of my plans to leave the rebels.
Interesting.
Don't act so surprised, Argal. You knew of my past. And you also know that I'm the only reason this war is over.
If I hadn't told the Crown of Asamo's attack on the keep, he would have won. So yes, Tahar, you're right. I told Asamo about your betrayal. But ever since then, I've tried to repent.
That doesn't bring Zane or Helena back to life.
Look, you're angry, and after what I did, you have all the right to be. But this is not the time for discussion. You need an ally, and we're all you're going to get. So, please, let us just put this behind us, even if it's just for now. Let the Wayfarers help you.
Who in the blazes are the Wayfarers?
Mercenaries, as Argal said. I founded them right after the war.
Mercenaries?
Yes, but that's just how we pay for our shelter and our food. Most of the time, the Wayfarers are helping people. Refugees, farmers, homeless. We're protecting those who the Crown has forgotten.
Very poetic. And how do I know you're telling the truth?
He is.
Thanks. Look, Tahar, I know I messed up. I served a monster for over 6 years of my life. But I regret it. And I'm trying to make amends.
So you warned the Royal Army of the attack?
Yes. It took me some time to realize how rotten our movement had become. But when I did, I acted. Just like you.
But please, I can tell you all about this, but not now, not here.
So, this army of yours, what can you offer?
Knowledge, tactics, swords. Whatever it is you and the Harbinger need to end the Bloodburn, we'll help you.
I can't afford an army of mercenaries. I'd have to ask the Purity for support first.
You don't. I will cover all the expenses.
You? Why?
As I said, I owe Clara. Also, it's not as if my wealth and my power protect me from the Bloodburn, do they? Clara has a lot of faith in you, and even though I'm skeptical about the Purity's involvement in your mission, I trust Clara's judgment.
Fine, but we'll have a lot to talk about, Rohan.
Yes, I know.
Well, that's settled then. But as much as I appreciate your presence, I would like you, Rowan, to hear, and your soldiers, to leave this city as soon as possible. An army this size of the Wayfarers will draw the Royal Army's attention sooner or later. And that's something neither of us want to happen.
You're right. Goodbye then, Argal, and thank you for your help.
It has been my pleasure.